Hello guys and welcome to how to make a fighting game in Godot using Spine. In this part we are going to code all these enemies' reaction to the punches that the player is hitting, okay? So remember, if you like this part or the tutorial, you want to support it, a like, give a thumbs up, it will help a lot. Or if you have any question, just leave a comment or whatever you want to say, it will be welcome. Let's continue to this part. So now we want to implement the hitting system for the enemy. For example, if I hit a wrong attack, for example this one, he will block the attack. But if I do a hit, he will be hit, and then if I do it well, he will be a KO. Okay, so we want to implement these animations in the enemy. And the way to implement this mechanic is very simple, okay? First, in the player script, we are going to create a signal, okay? It can be called like enemy react to player's punches, okay? Remember that when we hit a punch, we have two possibilities. One, that we have a success, that is this option, or we fail. So we are going to emit the same signal, but we are going to change the string that is attached to the signal that we are going to emit, okay? So for example, if we fail, if we try to hit the enemy with the wrong punch, the enemy will defend, okay? And if we get a hit, we are doing great, we are doing good, the combo. So we emit the signal, but with enemy get hit. And so on with the second and the third combination of the combo. For example, in the second combination, if we fail, we send this signal. If we are right, okay, we send this signal, getting a hit, and then it will trigger the animation. For the third and last combo, it depends. We have again, if we fail in the third combination, with the enemy will get a defense, but if we are doing right, we get a KO. Okay? So the enemy get a KO. And remember that we are sending the same signal, just the string attached to is changing, okay? Then in the enemy script, once the signal is connected, okay, we are going to create this function. In this function, the first thing that we want to do is to stop the timer. Remember that the timer is the one that is in charge of getting the combination from the enemy. So in here, the enemy will do a left jab, right jab, left jab, okay? And we need that time to choose. Each time the timer stops, it chooses a combination of punches, okay? But because we are interacting with the player, in that moment we don't want the timer to run, so we stop it, okay? And then, because we have sent a signal from the player script, this signal that we were talking about, so we are going to play different animations, okay? Depending on the string that is attached to the signal, okay? For example, if we get this message, enemy get a KO, we play the animation where the enemy gets a KO, and the same for the hit and defense. Then in this function that we have made it, that is when animation of the enemy is completed, if one animation of the enemy is completed and the name of the animation is defense or the name animation is get hit, then we go back to we set the animation to idle. So again, he's preparing the combination because the timer start again. So we are going to play the idle animation, and in the timer it will get the next combination of punches. Okay, so this is what we are going to, this mechanic, this is the one that we are going to implement. As you can see, in this tutorial we are using a lot signals, but it's true that Godot is very good at signals. You can emit as much signal as you want. There is an insane amount of signals you can emit, so we are going to take the advantage of that. Okay, so let's go to the project and code this. Okay, so let's go to the player script. Let's make it bigger and let's create a signal. Call, for example, enemy reacts to punches. Okay, then on, let's save it. Then here we are going to take the enemy's node because we want to access and connect it. So in order to connect it, let's call it, for example, enemy node, and just call it a node to the, and this will be because right now we cannot access to the enemy because it's not in the proper script. In this script there is no node called enemy. Okay, so we need to make this unique. Okay, access as scene unique name, and then once we have access as a unique scene, we can just move it here. Okay, and then it won't have a problem to access with no problem. This is a good trick when you want to access node that they are not in this proper scene. Okay, now that we have we can access to the enemy node, when the function is ready, we are going to say enemy node connect no, we need to connect the, let's connect, okay, let's put self connect. We are going to connect the signal. Enemy react to punches. To which node? To the enemy node, okay? And we are going to connect it to function code on enemy react to punches, okay? For example. So then let's see if it's working. We just hit, for example, play and see if there is some problem in the debugger, and it seems that there is no problem. What is the this phase? Let's try again. Maybe we need to solve something about this. Let's see it later. Okay guys, so it's good to have this problem because you learn what is happening, okay? It's very simple this time. You just need to put this previous scheme to round 1, okay? And then then this means that we have preloaded this skin to the enemy. Okay, so when, for example, we play the main scene, now you can see that the enemy has all his attachments. Okay, so I'm glad that this happened, so we can fix it in this tutorial. Okay, so once we have connected the signal, let's move to the function that is in charge to check if the combos are right or not. Here, let's emit the signal because, for example, we are in number 1, in punch number 1, and if there's a fail in the punch, we're going to emit a signal. Enemy react to punches, and this signal will carry a string. For example, enemy defend. Okay? Then, if we have succeed, so the message that we will carry will be enemy hit, the string that we will carry. And if again we have failed, we're going to play the animation that makes the enemy to defend. Okay? And if we are success, so again we put hit. Okay? Then we do the same. If we fail, let's just copy this line, and yeah, here we just copy this, and here let's just copy and put here, because what we want first is the reaction of the enemy. Let's put enemy KO. Okay, so let's save it, and now we move to the enemy script. Before moving to the enemy script, be sure to copy the name of the function, and at the end of the script, let's create that function. Okay, let's create that function that will be in charge of the function has to carry a string. Okay, let's put for example string, and this will be a string for sure. Or let's put just event. And now is the time that we say, for example, if event is equal to the string let's go there and see enemy defend, do something, if event is equal to something, that will be enemy hit, right? I want to be sure that we write it that way, enemy hit. I just prefer to copy to avoid mistakes. Then we pass, or elif event is equal to this time will be enemy KO. Okay, so let's put this. So I prefer to put, I think it's better to put the event, the KO event, the first one, because then it doesn't check another signal. So let's just put if, okay, and let's put pass at the moment, and let's just fill this logic. Okay, so first we need to find the timer. Remember that in the beginning of the tutorial we create a timer, enemy timer, and this enemy timer, every time we enter in this function, we are going to stop it. Okay? So, if the event is a KO, let's put enemy spine, set animation, Is enemy spine the... Let me just see one moment. Yeah, enemy spine sprite. Okay, so we need to put get animation first, get animation state. So enemy spine, get animation state, set animation, and here we need to see what is the name of the animation that runs the KO. So something for me easier not to forget is just copy here the name of the animation in the spine. So it's better and it doesn't give you errors, okay? These kind of things are very, very important. So we are not going to loop and the track is 0. So it's affect to the whole animation. Let's make it this bigger. And now let's just copy this, and if the enemy defend the attack, it's time to play this one. No, left. It was defensive after hit. No, we don't want this one, right? No, we want hook defense. Maybe it could be hook defense. Oh, good one. Or right hook. I think it's the same, right? Yeah. Let's for the moment. Let's just put hook defense. Let's just copy. Go to here and change the name. So now, perfect. And then when it's get a hit, we just copy this line, paste it, and put the, let's go to the get hit, copy, and let's move to here, and here we change, okay? So now we have play all the animation that we need to do. Now we need to go to the enemy scene, and here we need to send this animation complete, okay? Because we haven't do it before. So on enemy spine animation complete, let's put it in other place, in a better place. For example, we have here animation star, animation event. So let's put it here. On enemy spine animation complete, we first going to change the name, spine sprite, then here animation state, spine animation state, and here let's put track spine track entry. Okay, now that we have all this named, it's the time to write inside. So let's put if track entry, and let's put get animation, and then get name is equal to, let's first put parentheses, okay? And what we want is to create a set of animation names, okay? You will see what I mean. For example, if this is the name, or, and then we continue to write here. Track entry, get animation name. Let's copy again this. So if the name of this is hook defense, or if the name of this one, let's copy this. If the name of this one is hit, and let's take out and put this, and now it should work. So the first thing that we want to do is to enemy spine get animation state set animation, to Ebrius idle start. Okay, this will be true because we want to loop until the time stop, and then what we want is to the timer enemy timer to start. Okay, so each time we are having these animations, one of these animations, okay, we are going to set when this animation finish, we are going to go back to the idle state, and we are going to start the timer in order to the enemy to attack again. So let's save this and see if it's working. So let's hit play and see what happened. If I make a mistake, you can see the animation is not well performed. We can try to fix this. But for example, if with the hit, okay, it seems that it's working well. We should do something about this because it doesn't let the animation to finish. So we need to fix why this is happening. And also, I think we have made the wrong animation because this is for this one. Okay, this is for this one, not for. Okay, let's change these things. Okay, so let's mend all the things. First, the animation that we want when we get a jab, when we punch a jab to the enemy, we want this animation, okay? Left, right, jab, hit. So let's copy this and let's go to the here. And here, yes, this is here. Every left, right, jab, get hit. This is what we want. Then, something that we have to take outside of this statement is that when we get a KO, okay? So the only thing that we want is that when we get a KO, the time stop and we finish. Okay, let's see if this is working right now. So if I do 2, 2, 1, now it's working, but as you can see, we need to, in some ways, when the enemy get a hit, it cannot stop here. So we need to fix this also. So the problem is very easy. We just need to copy this string and change it for this one. So each time we get a hit, as you can see, it's going back, okay? Even if we fail, we need to, the defense, we need to set it lower. This is something that you know how to do, okay? But since it's working fine, and what we want to perform a KO, 1, 2, 1, okay, KO. That's good. At the moment, we get what we want.